Backyard review of the River Country Products trekking pole tent. One person tent. Took me a while to get this pitch finally. I used the trekking pole, as you can see on this side, just to hold that air vent open a little bit more. It's not totally necessary, but it only takes one pole to set up the tent, so why not? Now you got a clothesline back there. Here's a foam pad in there. I'm 6 foot tall, I can lay in here and I don't think my feet are gonna hit. It is narrow. The mosquito netting does kind of lay in on you. It would be nice if it was attached somehow up here to get that so it doesn't lay on you, but that's that. The vestibule area is pretty big. I'm sitting in the tent and my feet are still inside the vestibule. Let me go get a pack. I'll put it in here where my feet are. Okay, so there's a 60-liter pack just laying there. It's not full, of course, but the dimensions will fit. If it had some stuff in it, you could put it there, and even more on top of it. And push the rain fly out. Both ends do guy out. It's not quite high enough inside for me to get on my knees, but I can sit up fine. But if I want to get up on my knees to roll up sleeping bags and stuff, it's not quite tall enough for me. The side skirts roll up or down if you want. If you're gonna have water, you can put both sides down and help keep the water out if you needed to. I have them up because it's better ventilation. It does get warm in there because it's polyester, silicone treated, and all the seams are taped. There's one side of the flaps just down and one side up. And that's where the vent is. There's a hook up there for a lamp. There's 2 doors that unzip, so you can go out either side or have everything rolled up on this side. The other side doesn't roll up. It'd be nice if it had a zipper there. You could put some more gear on this side. But for $45, I was gonna set it up and seam seal it and spray it, but the seams are all sealed. I'm not even gonna mess with it. I might still spray it with the Kiwi silicone spray, but haven't really decided yet. Now I'm going to take it down and see if I can put it up a lot quicker than I did the first time. It took me a long time to get this pitch figured out. But for one person, it's okay. Like I said, it's not as spacious inside as some, but the vestibule is really big. Wish it had more tent and a little less vestibule. Let's take a quick tour of my 6 Moon Design Sky Trekker one-person tent. So on the outside, yeah, it looks like a tent. The design is longer at the foot end, which is here, and the head is at this end, where the point is. Both sides have a vestibule and both sides have a door. This being the foot end. It takes 2 poles, 2 trekking poles, and then there's a beam, a hard beam between the two, but it still fits in my pack real nice. I just put it in there loose. It's the last thing I put in the tent. I'm sorry, the last thing I put in the backpack, and then maybe I'll put a puffy or a raincoat on top of it, so I have that on top. The guy outs are pretty cool. Once you get it where you like it, you can shorten those up so there's no tripping hazards on the ends, and you can also have the vestibules up a little high like this one is. On uneven ground, it keeps a good ventilation in there. So, of course, these have roll-ups that you can tie back. That's the head end, and it's 8 feet inside, so there's room, extra room at the head. If you have a 6-foot mat in here, and then the foot end is wider, and you can store a lot of stuff down there around your feet. So the other side also has a zip door and vestibule that will roll up. And maybe I'll roll up all the vestibules and show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. If you roll up both sides of the vestibules, you've got a mosquito net tent if you want to have full ventilation, full visibility, no ropes to trip on, and a door on either side. So that's pretty cool. I've never set it up like that before. I knew I could, but I never did it to my tent. So the 2 poles and the 3 stakeouts will hold that there. Let's see how sturdy it is. It's not going anywhere. Kind of like it. Good for socializing after coronavirus leaves us, and we can get back on the trail and do some backpacking and overnight camping. So this is a standard regular size air pad. I think it's 21 or 22 inches wide, 6 feet long. Plenty of room for a 6 foot, probably 6'6" tall person, and still room at the head and the foot for personal items when you're camping, and you get vestibules on both sides, so you can have items on both sides at night. You can exit either side at night, so pretty versatile one-person tent. So here I am inside the tent, and yeah, still have my shoes on. So there is room here for my quilt or sleeping bag where it's not touching. I've sprayed the inside and outside with silicone spray, and I've sealed it with the silicone. That's what I had it out and set up for today, is to seal it back up. And as you can see, there's still a lot of room down at the bottom. I lay down. There's a hook there for a lantern. And so the mesh is on the head end, so that helps keep the condensation down. I have slept in here with my head at the foot end, and it does get condensation up here. I set the tent up. I didn't pay attention when I set the tent up, so my head was on the low side, so I did have to sleep backwards. I didn't want to redo the tent, and I did get condensation from my breath up here. So and that was on a rainy night, so it was pretty good. I keep a microfiber cloth in here to wipe up any condensation in the morning, so it doesn't drip on my sleeping gear and stuff. Okay, here's the other door. Same thing. The poles sit on a reinforced area, and the tips go into a pocket on the top, and then it has that bar across. It's about a foot long, so it still stuffs in the pack okay. And then a one-hand zip, probably not. There we go. So one reason I got this tent is this material is a sil polyester, and it dries pretty quick. So if it gets rained on, you can shake it out and it'll dry pretty quick, and it doesn't stretch as much as the sil nylon does when it's wet. So if you have it staked out, it's gonna stay the same form when you all night long. You don't have to get up in the middle of the night and readjust things because it's flopping around. So now Six Moon Design has a one trekking pole tent, the Lunar Solo, and it's quite roomy as well, but it's not as long. And the time I bought this one, they were not making that in sil polyester, but now they do. It comes in sil polyester. So I guess that's going to be maybe the new Poor Man Dyneema, but it feels just like the sil nylon to my touch, but it does seem to hold its shape better when wet, and it does seem to dry a little quicker. So that's a quick little review of my Sky Trekker Six Moon Design, and I want to get back up there and use it. I used it for 6 nights on the Pacific Crest Trail before COVID, and snow got me off the mountain, and then COVID kept me from going back. So it'll be ready for the next trip.